everyone, my name is Vanessa T. Embac. I am your substitute teacher for today. I am substitute for Sir Noreen. And for today's topic, we are going to talk about domain and range. And I know that all of you is very familiar with this topic because I think you discussed it when you were high school, I think, and when you are senior high school or and uh, first year college. And let's read first the learning objectives. But before that, I provided a lot of activities, and then you are going to send it through Google Classroom, or maybe you can send it through Messenger, or you can PM me, okay? So, learning objectives: define domain and range of a function, explain and discuss the four ways to represent domain and range, and provide and discuss examples in finding domain and range. So I provided here a scrambled words entitled Determine Me, and then you are going to find the correct words or appropriate words for this activity, and then you are going to answer the following guide questions. How do you find the activity? What is the activity all about? So I know that this activity is very easy for you because this scrambled word is very easy to identify, and you just discuss it, okay? You just discuss it when you were first year college, or when you were senior high school. And I will give you at least 2 minutes to answer this activity, and then we are going to discuss what is the right words from this activity. Okay, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all your answers will be sent na through Google Classroom, okay? So the first word is domain. So I think all of you get the correct answers. For number 2 is range. Number 3 is elements. 4 is set. So as I read your answers, all of you got the correct answer. So congratulations. And now we discuss what our topics: domain and range and functions, okay? So domain is the set of all possible independent values the relation can take. It is the collection of all possible input. So when we say domain, in a set of ordered pairs, there is domain and range. So the first element is what we call domain. So the domain is the set of all x coordinates. It is the independent values. While the range, it is the set of all possible dependent values the relation can reproduce from domain and range. So in an ordered pairs, the first element is domains, while the second element is what we call a range. So a range is the set of all possible y coordinates or possible dependent values. A function is a relation in which the members of the domain x values do not repeat. So for function, so for every x value, there is only one. There's only y value that corresponds to it. So y values can be repeated, but not domain or the x values. The x values cannot be repeated. Only y values. Okay. So 4 ways to represent domain and range. So we can represent domain and range through ordered pairs, mapping diagram. So the domain is -1, 0, 1, and 2, and then the range is -3, 0, and 2. And then we represent it through ordered pairs. So in an ordered pairs, we can see, so this is an ordered pairs. Ordered pairs 0, -3, -1, and 2, 2 and 2, and 1 and 0. So in an ordered pairs, we can see domain and range. So the first element is domain, and then the second element is range. So the domain here is 0, -1, 2, and 1. So and -3, the range is -3, 2, 2, and 0. So when representing the domain and range as ordered pairs, there is no need to write the pairs in order. So now let's proceed in mapping diagram. We have here the input, which is x, then output, then the y. So -1, 0, 1, and 2. So -3, 0, and 2. So this is the domain, and this is the range. So in mapping diagram, put the x values in and y values in increasing order. So furthermore, do not repeat the numbers. So for example, here number 2, 2 and 2, so do not repeat it. Do not repeat the number. Because the number 2 is listed as an output only once. So when writing the domain and the range, so it is very important that we should list it in numerical order. Further, finally, we notice that we put the x values in the domain on the left. The domain is on the left, while the range is on the left of the mapping table. So this is a table. So in graph, so this is a graph. So this is how this is to represent the graph. So this is the point something, so just like this. So this is the x, and this is the y. So quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So for example, I provided here many examples. Example number 1: find the domain and range of the given ordered pairs. F equals 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3, 5, and 4 and 5. So this is an ordered pairs. In an ordered pairs, this domain and range. 1 and 2, this is domain, there is a range. 2 and 2, domain and range. So the domain is 1, 2, 3, and 4, while the range is 2, 2, 5, and 5. Okay. Example number 2. Find the domain and range from graph mapping diagram. So this is the domain and range. So you should always remember the arrow pointing. So this is domain 1, 3, 6, 5, and this is the range 2, 4, and 6. The 1 is pointing to 2. If an element is if the arrow is pointing to this circle, so this is what we call the range. So the blue circle is what we call the range, and the orange circle is the domain. So the domain is 1, 3, 6, 5, and the range is 2, 4, and 6. It is a function, yes, because we have not seen any elements that repeat, okay, in domain. Example 2.1. So find the domain and range from mapping diagram. So this is the range, this is the domain. The domain is 2, 0, 4, and then 1, 3, 6, 5, and 1, 3, 6, 7. We should not write 5 because there is no value, or there is no range, a domain from this. The 5 that has not domain. Okay, so we should not list it in writing domain, writing range, in writing the elements of the range. So the domain is 2, 0, 4, the range is 1, 3, 5, and 7. It is a function, not a function. So one-to-many relation. So just like what I said, this in y value, there should not be repeat. Y values cannot be, x values cannot be repeated. Okay, one-to-many, so 0, just like the 0 is the 3, and then 2, 6. This is 6. Okay. Example number 3. So for each table, give the domain and the range of the given of their ordered pairs. 1 and 2 in the set of ordered pairs. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. So this is the ordered pairs. So just like what I said, in putting the domain in a table, we should list it in numerical. We should list it in numerical this order, from least to greatest. Okay. So this is the domain is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, while the range is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So example number 4. So this is a graph. This is one of how to represent the domain in the range. So this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. This is the x values, y values. So 1 and 1. So the domain here, this one. The domain is 2 and 3. The range is 3 and the domain is 2. And then the range is, the domain is 1. The range is also 1. And then for this one, the domain is 0. Then the range is -1. For this one, the domain is -1 and -3 is the range. This point is -2 is the domain and -5 is the range. So activity number 1, find me domain in range. So as a group, so I will group you as a group containing of 2 groups, and then you will answer this activity, and I will give you 5 minutes to 5 minutes to answer this. 2 minutes, 2 minutes to answer this activity, and then you will send your answer through Messenger, through Google Classroom. You are going to find the range, domain and range of each relation. This is containing of 6 items. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, finish or not finish, please send your answer to Google Classroom, okay? And now you are going to find or discuss the solution to this activity. Find the domain and the range. Solution to activity 1. So find the domain and range of each relation. So this is the x values and y values. So this is domain and range. So as you can see, we write it in increasing order. We put the x values in increasing order, so from least to greatest. Okay, the domain is -7, -4, -2, 8, 10, and 19. And the range is 12, -11, -5, 6, 9, 12, and 17. And for number 2, -19, -6, 1, 2, 15, and 18. And range is -20, -3, 4, 8, 9, and 16. For number 3, the range is, domain is -17, -13, -9, -3, 12, 20. The range is -5, -4, 1, 6, and 13. Number 4 is, the domain is 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 15. And the range is -18, -2, 0, 8, and 14. And for number 5 is the domain is -13, -10, -8, 12, 16, 18. And range is -9, -2, 2, 3, 7, and 8. And for number 6, the range is -18, -16, -10, -8, 3, and 7. And the range is only 11. And this is for activity number 2. Write me. So write the relation shown in each table or graph as a set of ordered pairs, x and y, then state the domain and range of the relation. So I will give you at least 2 minutes to answer this activity, and then you the same group also. I will group into 2. This is group 1 and this is group 2. All you have to do is you have to get the ordered pairs of each problem, and then you are going to state the domain and the range of the relation. Okay, it's enough. Please send your answer, and then we are going to discuss the solution, or we are going to find the solution of this activity. So for number 9, x, y, so the domain and the range. The domain is negative 2, 3, 5, 7, 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 0. So the ordered pairs is negative 2 and negative 2. Then the range is another is 3 and negative 1, 5 and 0, 7, 1, 3, and 0. Then state the domain range. So the domain is negative 2, negative 3, 3, 5, 7, 3. 5, 7, 3. Number 10 is negative 6, 2, 7, 9, 0. This is the domain. The range is 2, negative 4, 3, negative 1, 5. So the set of ordered pairs is negative 6, 2, and 2, 2 and negative 4, 7 and 3, 9 and negative 1, 0 and 5. So for this graph, for this problem, the graph is, all you have to do is we are going to find the ordered pairs. So from this point, negative 4, this is x values, y values, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. So this is the domain is negative 4, the range is negative 4. This, from this point, the range is negative 3, and negative 3 is the domain rather, and 2 is the range. Domain, the range, and negative 2 is the domain, and 2 is the range. 2 and 2, and 4 and 1. So the domain is 4, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, 2 and 4, and the range is negative 4, 2, 2, 2, and 1. So we should always remember the importance of domain and range. So in a function, so we should always remember that the functions that for that every value should be, there is only y value that correspond to it. So the y values can be repeated but not the x values. So when we say relation, so relation, it is the connection between the two given sets. Okay, and the domain and the range, in an ordered pairs, there is the domain and a range. So the domain is the first elements of a set. Then now let's proceed to assignments. This will be done individually, okay? Assignments: graph the given domain, range, and a function below. All you have to do is you are going to graph the given domain, range, and a function. Another one is, for each table, give the domain and the range, then determine if it is or not is not a function, if it is a function or not. Okay, all you have to do is to find the domain and range, and answer if this problem is function, if function y, if it is a function y or y not. Okay, if it is a function y, and if it is not function why not. Okay, so I hope all of you learned from our topic for today, and I know that it is very easy for you to understand this topic. So, and good luck for your assignments, and keep up the good work, and thank you for listening, and thank you for joining me today. Okay, class, goodbye.